Let's conduct a small experiment. I want you to picture this. It's a Saturday afternoon. You're wearing your softest clothes. The light is filtering in just right. You're holding a warm drink, and for the first time all week, your brain is quiet. There are no deadlines, no notifications, just you existing in your own space. Now, your phone buzzes. You glance at the screen. It's a friend, a good friend, someone you genuinely care about. The message is simple. And in that moment, something happens. It's not joy. It's not anticipation. It's a tightness in your chest, a flicker of something that feels eerily similar to dread. You type back, "Yeah, sure, come over," with an exclamation point to prove you're normal. But the second you hit send, your peace shatters. If you know that feeling, that instinctive, almost guilty recoil at the idea of someone entering your home, then stay with me. Because today, we aren't talking about being antisocial. We aren't talking about being a bad friend. We are talking about the deeply ingrained psychology of the reluctant host. For a certain type of person, hosting is a thrill. It's the laughter, the clinking glasses, the performance of being a gracious ringleader. But for others, for us, home is not a stage. Home is the only place in the universe where the mask is allowed to disintegrate. It is where the version of you that is polite, aware, and on finally gets to clock out. The breathing gets deeper. The shoulders drop. The world stops demanding. When someone enters that space, even a friend, something fundamental shifts. It's not just that a person has entered a room, it's that a sanctuary has been breached. The air changes. The silence, which was once a comforting blanket, now feels conspicuous. A gentle, invisible tension creeps in. It's not hostility toward the guest. It's the profound disturbance of a self that was finally allowed to be unobserved. Psychologists attribute this to a concept called territorial comfort. For people who deeply value solitude, their home isn't just a building, it's an emotional reset button. Every object, every routine, every square inch of that space is calibrated to their nervous system. It's a controlled environment. When a guest arrives, the mind perceives it as a pebble dropping into a calm pond. Nothing bad has happened, but the ripples change everything. The sense of control evaporates. And for many, this goes deeper than just wanting quiet. It's about social battery management. Out in the world, they are performing. They are making eye contact, curating their tone, filtering their thoughts. Home is the backstage. It's the place where they finally get to stop performing. So when a guest comes over, even one they adore, the mask doesn't just slip back on. It's cemented in place. The emotional effort required to be on in your own living room drains you quietly, like a phone losing battery in the background while you're desperately trying to hold a conversation. You aren't just spending time with a friend, you're performing a labor of presence in the one place you had hoped to retire from the performance. Here is the confession that most people are too ashamed to utter aloud. Some of the nicest, most caring, most empathetic people are the ones who feel the most profound relief the instant the front door clicks shut behind a guest. It's not rudeness. It's not antisocial behavior. It's the sensation of a drowning man finally breaking the surface to breathe. Silence feels like oxygen. Psychologists note that individuals with this trait often possess incredibly strong emotional boundaries. They don't push people away because they are cold. They protect their internal spaces because they understand exactly what they need to stay whole. To them, home is not a place to entertain. Home is the truth of who they are when no one is watching. It's the vulnerability of their unmasked self, stretched across four walls. This is why the reluctant host often prefers meeting friends in neutral zones: a cafe, a park, a bustling restaurant. These are shared spaces. There is no invasion because the territory belongs to no one. For some, this sensitivity is not just a preference. It is a relic of childhood. It comes from growing up in homes where guests meant stress, pressure, or chaos, where visitors triggered a parent's anxiety, or where a child's safe space was routinely invaded without consent. Now, even as adults, the arrival of a guest activates old, unprocessed tension, an alert system that screams danger even when the only danger is having to make small talk for 2 hours. But here's the anchor. Here is the point that needs to be lodged in your mind if you recognize yourself in this video. There is nothing wrong with wanting to protect your space. You can love people deeply and still crave solitude. You can have a heart full of care for others and still guard your peace like a fortress. These two truths can coexist, because for some of us, the truest form of comfort isn't a full house. It isn't the buzz of conversation. It's a quiet room, a familiar chair, a cup of tea that goes cold because you were too lost in your own thoughts to drink it, and the gentle, restorative hum of finally being alone with your own mind. So, tell me, does the knock on the door make your heart sink? Do you feel that wave of relief when the driveway empties? I want you to drop your experience in the comments. Don't let yourself feel guilty for needing silence. You're not broken. You're just someone who knows exactly where your peace lives. And if you want to understand more about why your brain works the way it does, you know where to find me. Subscribe to Mr. StickMan Psychology, where we break down the complexity of the mind, one simple line at a time. I'll see you in the next one.